Dear brothers and sisters, before I begin, as Brother Abu Ahmad was noting, as you can see by the crowd tonight, this hall is full. And inshallah, it will get even more full. Not only in just this Muharram, but as the years pass, the community will grow. And for that, you will need a bigger center, a place you can call your own, a place where you can have classes and you can have instruction for kids professionally made to help the community. Now, I don't want to go into much detail, but inshallah, with your support, the money that you are spending on all of these expenses, you can pay for the new masjid. Inshallah. So they need your support, and they need it now. They need it badly. As some of you have seen, that they have started working on the foundation and they have started some of the basic work. But all of this work, it needs money. So let us be generous this Muharram, open our hearts, open our minds, open our personal checking accounts, and make the donation necessary to make this project possible. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وصل اللهم على آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين. قال الله العزيز في محكم كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صلوات على محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise belongs to the One, the Absolute, the Uncountable, the Uncalculatable, the Imperceivable God. And may God's choices of His blessings be upon His servant Muhammad and his pure progeny. Now, dear brothers and sisters, for the past, this is night 6, so for the past 6 nights, we have been talking about the role of reason in spiritual development. I want to further that topic tonight and talk about the role of reason in the spiritual development of the family system. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a blueprint. When we say Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr, I mentioned the ta'wil of these verses previously. But we believe that this verse, the direct or the physical meaning is that the Quran was revealed on the heart of Prophet Muhammad in one Laylatul Qadr. But that what was revealed was the khulasa of the whole Quran. Now, we have the hadith that say you compile one Quran into one surah, you get Fatiha. You go further, you get Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You compile even more, you get the Ba of Bismillah. You compile even more, you get the Dab beneath the Ba of Bismillah. and he, among Amir al-Mu'mineen, has said, I am the dot beneath the ba of the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am that dot. So we say the khulasa, or the summary, was revealed in one night, and through a period of 23 some odd years, at different occasions, the wahy was revealed. There's a difference between when and which occasion the wahy was revealed to Prophet Muhammad versus whenever it was revealed to other prophets before him. Salawat ala Muhammad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to talk to Nabi Musa. He calls him up on the mountain. He wants to test Ibrahim. He has him leave his wife Sarah and go with Hajra to Makkah al-Mukarramah. He wants to build the Kaaba after the command of the Lord, or according to some books, rebuild the Kaaba, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna awwala bayti wudi'a lin-nasi bi Bakkata mubarakan lil-alameen, that the first house for mankind was in Bakkah. And Bakkah, sometimes it is used to summarize the valley surrounding Mecca and Mecca itself. So they say the first house for Lin-Nas, it's the house of God, but God made it as a sign for us. And then the verses kept on getting revealed. For Prophet Muhammad, the verses were revealed at a different situation or different circumstances than other prophets. Musa went on Koh Tur, or the mountain of Tur, Tur Sinin, for 30 nights. Allah extended it to 40 nights. Then he came back. Ibrahim wants to build the Kaaba after the command of the Lord. He has to leave Canaan, and go to Mecca. Nabi Isa wants to come and communicate with the Lord. He goes into the wilderness for 40 days. But Nabi Muhammad, wherever he is, whenever Allah wants, he just sends the angel, and it is revealed to Muhammad in every situation. He is in a cave, Iqra is revealed. He is at home, it is revealed. He is in the battlefield, the verse is revealed. He is as a governor of Medina, the verse is revealed. He is a father, the verse is revealed. He is a mercy to mankind, wherever he goes, the verse is revealed. Musa, Tur. Ibrahim, leave Canaan, come to Mecca. When the Kaaba was revealed, when the hukm for the Kaaba was revealed to him, come to Mecca. Isa, go to the wilderness for 40 days. Muhammad, wherever he went, wahi followed him. Allah never said, come here and therefore I will reveal. Wherever Muhammad went, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is as if the Quran was a massive qasida for Muhammad and on Muhammad. Wherever they went, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent verses in praise of them. إنما وليكم الله والذين آمنوا يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم راكعون يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى. This is Prophet Muhammad's family. They fast. Hassan and Hussein get sick, and Fatima Al-Zahra is the one to make the manna or the nadhr, that if they get cured, she will fast for 3 days. The whole house gets fast for 3 days after they are cured. After Fatima Al-Zahra, the first day, at the time of iftar, Miskin, Asir, Yatim, they come one after the other, 3 days in a row. They say that this Miskin, Yatim, and this needy individuals were the angels of paradise that came to eat the blessed food, blessed by the hands of Fatima Al-Zahra. They had the heavenly feast, yet they yearned for the feast at the hands of Fatima Al-Zahra. Now, yesterday I might have gotten a little bit too specific. But now I want to go talk about more practicality. Dear brothers and sisters, I see many parents amongst the brothers and sisters. I see many children of many parents, and we were all children of some parents at one point. All the way back to Nabi Adam and Hawa, we were all children of some parents. Now, a parent, let me put it in my words, is the representative of God in the family system. I might have this mama, I might have this abba, I might have this kaba, this lubad, and everything. This does not mean that I am a God-sent representative. A parent in a family system is the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within that family system. That is why Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim, he says, tell to the fathers, he says, tell your children or tell your daughters that you love them. Why? You are not the one that is only saying you love them. You are showing them that as the father, as the parent in this relationship, that Allah, as the representative of God in that relationship, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves them. If you do not tell them that you love them, they will go seek the pleasure of other men besides, and you know what that means. I don't have to go into further detail. The book of Risalat al-Huquq is filled with huquq after huquq after huquq. 3 huquq. The first section is the rights of God. Other sections include rights of the body parts, the tongues, the hands, the feet, the mind, whatever. Everything. Then he goes, the rights of the mother, the rights of the father, the rights of the children. And of course, when Imam al-Sajjad is talking about the rights of the mother, the father, and children, he's not saying this on his own accord. These are divine rights. And we must propagate them. You see, yesterday I talked a little bit about the modern education system not being about the human character development. It's all about the Benjamins. To quote Ilhan Omar when she made a statement once, in politics, it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the money. The whole system is tied to making people, those individuals who are in the education systems, to make them meat bags of wallets. Just a bag of wallet, throw as much money as you want into it. The idea is that insan shanasi, or insan character building, human development, self-building, begins with the family. If the father shows respect for the mother, then the girl would show respect for the mother. The boy will show respect for the mother. If the father does not, then everything goes around. if the mother knows her responsibilities towards the child, the tarbiyah, the upbringing, the love and respect, the creation of an environment of acceptance, then we have an Islamic family system. And then if the parents, listen, a child is born crying. They're not born having memorized the whole Quran, knowing all the huquq and everything. My humble view is when a child is born, know your responsibilities on the child before you can demand your rights from them. A child is born, can you say, son or daughter, go clean up the house? No. Can you say, drive your sibling to school or go get the groceries? No. Can you say, pray 5 times a day to a newly born baby? No. Can you say, fast in the month of Ramadan? No. Can you say, give khums, zakat, jihad? No. Why? Because a baby can't do anything. Know your responsibilities to this baby. Good name, respect, maqam, waqar, tarbiyah, Islamic education, secular education. And in the modern world, everything will lead to people who are not the original representatives of God in the family. Neither the mother nor the father is concerned with the education of the child. You send them to elementary school, middle school, high school, college. And one of the reasons why, what I said yesterday, I said that, it's because one of the problems that exist is that the parents, they don't know what is in the educational curriculum of the child. They don't know what is in the educational curriculum of an elementary school, middle school, high school. Look, let's be honest here. You can go to Najaf, Karbala, Qum, Mashhad and ask the ulama, the mujtahideen, the maraji' that what is the responsibility of a student? They say it's not prayer, it's not fasting. Obviously, the wajibat, when they're wajib, they're wajib. They say the responsibility, the biggest responsibility is to get an A and understand the reasoning why you're getting your A in your class. That's the biggest responsibility. Now, in biology, that's fine. Physics, chemistry, natural sciences, that's fine. Social sciences, that's fine. But in the subject that I talked about yesterday, this still remains true. Get an A in it, but then what are we teaching our children if we cannot have an honest conversation about what they are studying in this specific class about this relationship, about gender identity, and all of the stuff that gets taught? Dear brothers and sisters, when we talk about Karbala, this is the ideal family. Many of us, we like to pray on time. Many of us, we like to make the mustahab fast. I know of individuals who make the mustahab fast, spend the whole night in prayer, yet their children go to bars and everything. If I am praying and my son or my daughter is going to do haram, I would even consider my wajib prayer of no value. Get our orders straight. Why? Why? Look, Prophet Muhammad did not come to this world to perfect our prayer. He was not sent to this world to perfect our fasting, or our zakat, or khums and jihad. And when we talk about jihad, this is a big jihad that we're talking about. He came to perfect the nobility of our character. Therefore, the biggest jihad, the biggest struggle is to maintain the Islamic etiquette and ethics regarding every aspect of our lives. Everything. If I am fasting a mustahab fast, and my child is having haram relationships, I would consider, I'm not saying anything about fiqh or anything, but personally speaking, I would stop doing my mustahabat, make sure my wajibat in the realm of akhlaq are satisfied, then I do the mustahabat. But now let's go further. I went further to one extreme, I'm going to look to the other end right now. Let's say you have this relationship with your children, and they talk to you. They might talk to you about things that you find uncomfortable, like they like such and such a person, or they want an Islamically acceptable solution to the problems they're facing in high school. First of all, the fact that a child is coming to you, a teenager is coming to you, saying that they have X, Y, Z problem, or they have feelings for such an individual who is of the opposite gender, that shows, A, that they respect you, because they have the confidence in your relationship with them that they can go ask you everything. So instead of saying, be quiet, don't say anything, lock the door, bolt the door shut, and don't let them out of the house because they say they have feelings or they have X, Y, and Z problem in school, recognize that it takes courage for a child, a 15 or 16 years old, who is very uncertain about themselves. They're growing up, becoming adults. For them to disclose this part of their private life to anybody, that means they have a lot of trust in you. That means they want to go to you. I tell you, let me go further. They say they have this problem. They might know the answer. Now, what do? What is better? They find the Islamic solution by themselves and follow that, or they talk to you about the Islamic solution and based off of what you say, they follow the Islamic answer. They're both following Sharia in both cases. What is the answer? Parents, question. They're doing halal in both cases. So there's no haram. I'm not talking about halal and haram. I'm talking about the extent of the relationship between you and your child. If the child is hiding halal from you, then you can guess that they're hiding haram from you as well. If I'm following the law and I'm not openly disclosing that I'm following the law, what about the situations where I don't feel comfortable in talking about to you my situation? Or what if I am put in a situation where I am forced to do something which is not Islamic and I hide it from you? I hide my wajibat from you. Forget about my the muharramat that come into life or anything like that. They're going to hide it. So, for a child, a teenager, to tell their parents this private aspect of their life, and they know the Islamic answer, they want to let you know that they want to follow that Islamic answer. I mentioned somebody liking somebody of the opposite gender. Maybe they have friends who are non-Muslim and they go to parties. In high school there's many of them. This is a side note. The first white man's party that I went to was a work-related event regarding Christmas. I was a chaplain. They had invited all the chaplains at the house, and I said, you know what? A white man's party looks just like every other party. There was no haram, but I talked to my parents. What if they, because it was a religious understanding, they understood no alcohol, no pork, no haram or anything like that? What if this is the other situation? They might, I'll give you a practical example, somebody that I know, a few of them. There's some brothers who are going to college. In college they have what they call the RA, right? The resident assistant, who takes care of a floor in the college dorm room, 1 floor per resident. As a member of the college student life team, they have to go to situations, parties, social gatherings where alcohol is being served. Now, of course, Islamically they can't go to those gatherings. The plus side they give is room and board is free. So you got free room and board, but you have to do haram. What do? If a child is hiding this from you, that's the situation that you have to fear. But if they are saying, look, mom or dad, I'm an RA, they're telling me this, give me an answer, what should I do? What do? $10,000 or whatever, how much dorm is here? I don't know. Back when I was in college, it was less expensive, and even then it was very expensive. And that's talking about a state school. So, what do you say? From the aspect of fiqh, you cannot sit. I mentioned the moral reasoning about not going to a situation where alcohol is being served. From the aspect of fiqh, you cannot sit on the table in which alcohol is being served. You have to be at least a little bit away from that. That is the minimum requirement. Of course, ethically, go into the burning house, you get burned. So these are ethical problems here, brothers and sisters, related to spiritual life. These are moral problems related to the development of the child. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a parent, but I've asked my parents some crazy questions. And alhamdulillah, one of the reasons why I turned towards religion is because I could ask my parents these crazy questions. If they didn't know the Islamic answer, they would say, go to Atas Sistani's representative in Queens and ask him yourself. He'll answer it for you. So having this relationship, a lot of the haram that goes around in this world, in these communities, is not about the haram itself, it's about the forbidden desire. Meaning if all the doors of halal are open, and you say, look, I mentioned yesterday my teacher Mahmoud Ayub, who left Islam only to see the open-mindedness of Imam Musa so to come back to it. If the world are saying we give you an infinite number of options, then let me say I give you an infinite number of Islamic options. I give you an infinite number of Islamic answers. If you think that's valid, then what's stopping you from looking at this, what I'm giving you, and seeing if that is implementable? If this is implementable, it's halal, it's safe, it's ethical, it's moral, you're not dooming your afterlife against it, then why not choose this? And it makes sense. It makes sense to follow this. The way you explain to a child changes everything. Now, college itself can have these problems. If your child is saying this to you, thank them for having the love and respect for you that they're talking to you about this. I know I'm talking about some thorny issues, but these issues actively happen in this society. One of my co-workers at work when I was a chaplain in Robert Wood Johnson, he left his job as Associate Dean of Residence Life. He says when he was a college student, he was the one taking the television to the roof of the building and throwing it off the roof. All of this stuff happens. Unfortunately, many of our parents, they do not know. But you know what? My parents, when I talk to them about these problems, they say these same khurafat exists in Pakistan or India, or more so during the time of the Shah in Iran. I've asked Iranian friends, and the Afghanis, they have a different answer. The Iraqis, they say the same thing. But the one answer, I asked you this, the reason why I'm asking you this is that the fatwa of Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid al-Sistani is that if you are living in a country and you cannot preserve your Islamic identity or the Islamic identity of your family, your children, hijrah becomes wajib on you. You cannot stay in that country. I'm not saying leave America. I'm not saying go back to Pakistan or Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, or India. Let's say I'm living in Pakistan and I feel like living in Pakistan, I cannot protect the Islamic identity of my family. I have to move. Same thing goes here. The reason why I'm saying this, protecting or preserving the Islamic identity of your family means knowing everything about the culture in which you are living, in the society in which you are living, from all the way from the macro level down to the extreme micro level, where you understand or know everything that is going on in the life of your child. Please salawat. Staying here means knowing what is going on. Knowing what is going on. Understanding the situation from the lens of your child. Knowing what they are watching on Alama YouTube or Ayatollah Facebook, or what they're seeing on Ayatollah Facebook, or Marja al-Taqleed, TikTok, or ثقة الإسلام والمحدثين, Instagram, all of this stuff. And the greatest scholar of all time, Ayatollah al-Uzma Wali al-Faqih of the internet, Ayatollah, Netflix. Seriously, if you are a father or a mother of a teenager, go look at what they have on Netflix. You will want to throw your laptop in the garbage and go live in a cave. But then we have a solution for these problems here, brothers and sisters. Maybe 100 years ago, we didn't have to worry about this social media and Netflix and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everything, or YouTube. But having connections with your local scholar, having connections with your Majah's representative, if not your Majah himself, the Mujtahideen in America, having connection with them. And a lot of these problems are newer problems. One of the theoretical answers that we give to the new problems we face in society is that new ijtihad is necessary to solve new problems. New ijtihad is necessary to solve new problems. That's why, one of the reasons why in Usuli Ithna Ashari Shia Fiqh, they say you can't do taqleed. There's one exception, but you can't do taqleed of a dead mujtahid who died before you became baligh. Meaning you have to do taqleed of a living mujtahid who can solve your living problems. He has to be alive. And then, if your marja taqleed leaves this world, you do taqleed of the next marja. Ayatul Sistani is clear. If you were in taqleed of Ayatollah al-Khoi when he was alive and you were baligh, and issues on which he already made a statement, you followed it, you can follow him. But on new masail, you have to turn to the new marja. For those who were not baligh, according to Al-Sistani, during the time of Sayyid al-Khoi, or Sayyid Hakim, or Imam Khomeini, or Ayatollah Muhammad al-Bayani, according to the fatwa of Al-Sistani, you cannot do taqleed of a mujtahid who left this world before you became baligh. This lets ijtihad recycle itself, and it keeps it fresh. The idea behind this processing and the creation of new mujtahids throughout the generation is that knowledge should keep on replenishing itself, adding on to itself. People should make new inventions or introduce logical ideas that are within the boundaries of Quran, Sunnah, Aql, and Ijma to solve these problems. Let me give you another problem. Talking about modern culture, knowing Netflix and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and all of these things. If I were in Iran, I'd be saying Telegram and Twitter is basically useless now. So anyway, now another problem. Maybe 100 years ago, we would not have to worry about this. But if we were living in 100 years ago in Pakistan, we might still have to worry about this, or India. The idea is there are a lot of our youth who are going through this idea that they want to do acting as a career. I know of people who do it. Or they do comedy, for example. Halal comedy is a good thing. Kids, youth, adults need halal comedy. To have the knowledge, look, every country puts borders as to which movies they accept into the country or not, right? Every country does that. Now, from my understanding, is in countries like Iran and Iraq, they hire PhDs in American film studies, especially in Iran, to make sure that their films are completely Islamic and they give the answer to the problems of Western films that come off illegally into Iran. If I am studying a film studies or American studies and all of that, or theater even, to give answers to what is happening in the haram, that's a good thing. But many of our, Riz Ahmed, for example, who played the Riz, meaning Raza Ahmed, he's a Shia name, British guy. He played the main antagonist in the movie Venom. How many of you know that? 100 years ago, we didn't have to worry about that. 100 years ago, we didn't have to worry about the fact that this is a Sunni brother I'm not talking about, that Hassan Minhaj has gone on the Daily Show. He's been an intern on the Daily Show, and he's correspondent of the Daily Show, and now he has his own show and his own comedy career. We didn't have to worry about sisters going. This is I watch these things to see what is going on. We have sisters going to bars and clubs and being laughing and being comedian about it. We didn't have to worry about this 100 years ago. Of course, when I mentioned maybe if we were in Pakistan we would have to, it's because, you know, every khurafat has its origin in Islam. We say shaitan, but in Pak we say Bollywood. Every khurafat has their origin in Bollywood, where a non-baligh child, let me say this openly, a non-baligh child will do haram looking at these. There's so much misogyny, women hating, disrespect, alcoholism in these modern videos, movies. That is scary. That's why we need youth from both brothers and sisters to go to Najaf or Qom or Karbala or Mashhad and study to give answers to these problems, to unite everybody and to give them a logical solution. I know this was a bit of a rant, but I felt that this is necessary to talk to you about these things, because we address a lot of times, parents say, talk about the rights of the parents to the children. But if I'm not fulfilling my right on my child, I'm not saying disrespect your parents to the children, but parents have to know the rights of the child, and the right of the child in the Western world is knowing Western culture completely and giving them and knowing Islamic answers completely and giving them answers. Please recite salam. صلى على محمد وعلى محمد. Today, dear brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the role of the parents. In Karbala, we have the epitome of the manifestation of the role of the parents. We have Abu Abdullah and Ali Akbar and Ali Asghar and Abu Abdullah and Imam al-Sajjad. We have Rabab, we have Layla, we have Imam al-Sajjad's mother left this world before Karbala, but we have the example that she laid in the tarbiyah of her child, Shaharbano. We have Rabab, we have Filtha, and of course we have, for the kids as well, we have Imam al-Hassan when relating to Qasim. The best example of servitude in Karbala, what I can think of, Sayyidah Zainab salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayha. Dear brothers and sisters, when we talk about Sayyidah Zainab salamullahi alayha, a lot of people ask, in Urdu we say ihsas-e-mamta, or the motherly connection that a mother has towards her children. People ask, did not Sayyidah Zainab have this motherly connection? Of course she did, but she understood the nature of her test was greater than this motherly inclination towards her children. On the day of Ashura, on the 10th of Muharram, everybody comes to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam to give permission to go fight. Everyone asks for permission. One by one, the companions go. Everyone asks for permission. All Muhammad keep on asking for permission. He keeps on saying, no, I will not let you go. He keeps on denying the permission. He keeps on denying the permission. At one time, Lady Zainab salamullahi alayha, she goes to her children and she says, why haven't you sacrificed everything for your uncle yet? What happened? They say we go and ask him for permission, but he does not give us permission. We keep on asking, but he does not give us permission. You see, Lady Zainab went and asked her children, asked her brother for permission. But now, dear brothers and sisters, I want to actively say to you that when Lady Zainab salamullah alayha asked for permission, it was understanding the fact that these children were brought to Karbala for shahadat itself. They say that when Lady Zainab and the caravan of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam was leaving Medina, Abdullah, Lady Zainab's husband, was sick. They say he could not make it to Karbala, and there were reasonings behind that as well, metaphysical reasonings behind that as well. They say that when Abdullah saw Lady Zainab was about to leave, he says, Zainab, take one of our sons as a sacrifice for your brother on your half, and take the other on behalf of myself. Lady Zainab says to her brother, these are sacrifices for you. We have brought them to Karbala to be sacrificed for you. She gains the idhn, or the permission, from the children, from Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. On the night of Ashura, they say Lady Zainab salamullahi alayha, they say that she told her children, listen, I know you are the grandchildren of Ali ibn Abi Talib. I know you are the grandchildren of Ja'far al-Tayyar. And I know that being their grandchildren, these little non-baligh children, she says, I know you will reach the riverbank, but don't even think about getting the water. Why? Because understand that your master Hussein is thirsty, your uncle Hussein is thirsty. Don't even think about going near that water, because your Hussein is thirsty, because Hussein's children are thirsty. On the day of Ashura, they say on in Muhammad, they got separated, they kept on fighting and fighting and fighting. And then they finally got to the riverbank. But they did not even think about having water. They did not even think about having water. They say when they fell from their horses and they met Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, they said to him, tell our mother, last night you said that I would not consider you worthy of my tarbiyah if you reached the river and you drank, or you thought of drinking the water. Tell our mother, we did not drink any water. Now, dear brothers and sisters, so there are many sisters in this gathering. Imagine now, dear brothers and sisters, many of us also, of the men, have sisters in our family. The married brothers have wives, they have daughters. Now imagine a mother, when she loses a child, what is the situation like for a mother? They say that a mother, that the suffering of a mother are like none other, and that the mother suffers more than the child when they lose their child. Why? Because of this, what I said in Urdu, ihsas mamta, or the motherly connection to the children. They say that when Lady Zainab salamullahi alayha, she came into the tent where all the bodies were kept. There was only Muhammad's body. She went in between them. She did sajda shukr. She did sajda shukr. Lady Zainab thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the martyrdom of her children. A mother, when she sees her child suffer, she loses everything. When a mother sees her child leave this world, she cries, she laments, she beats her head and chest. They say Lady Zainab did not mourn the full year she was in prison. I know there are differences in the Rawaya, in the Arab tradition. They say Ahlul Bayt were only in prison for 40 days. In the Indo-Pak tradition, we say 1 year. Regardless of the time frame, she is a mother. She has this motherly connection to her deceased children, to her shaheed children. They say she did not cry. On the first majlis, dear brothers and sisters, after Karbala in Sham, tabarrukat were being handed out. The burnt pieces of wood of a cradle were handed. Sakina's earrings were handed. The chadars were returned. They say everything was returned. Then they started bringing out the heads. And every time the mother, the daughter, or the wife would take the head of their husband, their son, or their father for them, they say that 2 heads came. No woman came to claim those heads. No woman went to claim those heads. The women in this majlis started saying, has this mother died? Lady Zainab says, no, this mother is still alive. I am the mother of these 2 children. But how do I mourn my children when there is no mother to mourn my master Hussein? Lady Zainab, for the full period she was in prison, from Karbala to Kufa and Kufa to Sham, back to Karbala, after they were freed, she did not cry at all for her children. They say the first time she cried for her children is when she went back home to Medina. She went to the hujra of her children. She saw the 2 little musallas. She saw the toys. She went into the musalla and she saw on the side of the musalla and she started crying. She said, oh, Adi Muhammad, your mother, because of the test she was facing, did not cry for you this whole time. Now I am expressing my motherly connection to you. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. مات الحسين.
يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين.